It was awesome. What's up, everybody? Reggie, the Front Row Report. We're in Indianapolis, Mayhem Festival 2014. Got J-Man, Waylon, Mushroomhead.
Yes, sir.
Guys, you killed it earlier today.
Thank you.
It's my first time seeing you guys.
Were you in the front row?
I was down there shooting photos, guys.
Okay, well, I'm saying you're Reggie, the front row.
Yeah.
You got to stick to your name. Okay.
I go past the front row.
You got up close and personal.
That's right. Yeah,
we got a little thing on our bus when someone gets too drunk, they're front row. Front row hammered? Front row
nice.
hammered?
Yes.
It's usually our guitar player.
Yes, it is. That's a church thing. It's not gonna be front row hammered anymore. It's gonna be front row churched.
Yeah.
Love it. I may use that.
You're more welcome.
Guys, one of the most high energy bands live you'll ever see.
Thank you.
Most entertaining. You guys hold nothing back. How has the tour been so far? You guys are finally on Mayhem.
It's amazing. You know, we come out every day, and you got to see people, and they deserve the absolute best Mushroomhead there is.
Absolutely.
And,
Not only that, but there's a ton of great bands that it's like, you gotta keep your game up, because it's like you're surrounded by such talent, and that's what the best thing about Mayhem is not only the talent but the versatility in the talent, and so it's like everyone's bringing their A game, and that's why it's the best ticket for that price, period.
Oh, dude, you bring your A game, but nobody here deserves a shitty show. Nobody here, and so I know you do, and I do myself. I personally hold myself personally responsible to give until I puke. Give it all. It's only 25 minutes. Give everything, and when that's done, I can fall down.
Nice.
And then until that 25 minutes is up, I gotta go.
Do you feel like a little sense of competition with the other bands to do better?
Not a real sense of competition.
It's not competition. It's just about raising the bar.
It's all of us becoming, just stepping up that ladder and helping each other grow. And becoming more of a showman. And just like if a band can inspire me to do better, hopefully I can do the same for another band. Step up your game, and because everybody here deserves to be entertained, and that's the point of it.
And that's the best thing about a festival, is that it brings out the best in you because of the talent, and everyone wants to do their best. So it's definitely not a competition, but it's definitely like there's a friendly camaraderie to where it's like, you'll tease some of the bands, they're like, oh, we got you today, we'll get you tomorrow, or whatever, you know. And it brings out the best of everyone, and the fans win in that scenario.
Yeah, that's a win for the fans when they're really getting the best from everybody. You're spending a lot of your hard-earned money, to come here, and I don't want anybody to leave like that was the worst I've ever been to. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be able. That was awesome. The show didn't lit up from the first band till Avenged Sevenfold got off stage. Right. I want that feeling. I want to help make this a better festival. I want to be one of the cogs to help this wheel turn and be a great thing to come out to this summer.
Awesome. You guys are out supporting the Righteous and the Butterfly. J-Man's final triumphant return to the band.
Yeah,
finally back.
First one in a while.
Yes,
definitely. And
also one of the best records you guys have put out.
Thank you.
I think it's the closest to the original vision.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the record is that it incorporates every record prior to it. Yeah. All the strengths, we found all the strengths in those prior records, and finally put them in a cauldron, stirred it up, and got a record out that I think represents every era of the band.
Yeah. The key to this record, though, above all else, we all wanted to be there.
Yeah,
that was what Mushroomhead had lacked.
Yeah, it wasn't a chore; it was a choice.
It was, and we chose to be there, and we chose to give part of ourselves. It wasn't a money thing. It was we wanted to do this.
Awesome.
And getting back to that, God, it just helped this band be reborn, and best thing it could happen.
Awesome.
Just straight out, it's nice to be able to be in a band that I want to play in.
Awesome.
And that I don't think I could put it any other way better than that. It's nice to look over on the side of the stage and not be like, F you, and just smile and be like, we killing this shit.
Awesome, man. And J-Man, you always came out and did a show or two here and there.
Oh yeah, I was never far from the band. That's why people are like, what's it like to be back? It was like, well, it wasn't
you never really
that
left
gone.
in some ways.
I would always come and hang out with the guys at the jam room. I'd play Halloween shows with them. I'd play old school shows with them. So,
hometown shows.
They're like, they even call me, you got laryngitis for a couple shows. And I like filled in for him. Like, and this is before we even talked about me coming back.
Right.
But it was like, hey, I'm here, you know what I mean? We always work together. I'm here if they needed me or whatever.
I remember I was shaking. I was done.
Yeah.
Like the doctor's like, you sing, you're never going to sing again. You're going to rip everything out of your throat.
Yeah.
And Skinny looks at me and says, what are you going to do? I said, call fucking Jay.
We were in Columbus, luckily. It was like 2 hours from where I live. And they literally called me up at 4 o'clock and said, could you be here at 6? And it's like, well, if I hurry,
Yeah, but I mean, it was like, Skinny looked right at me and he goes, what do you mean to do? I said, you call fucking Jay. It's like, there's no one else to call. You call the man.
The band's always been a brotherhood and a family. I've always stayed close to him, you know, even since this guy, you know, since he first joined up until, you know, now.
Right.
So.
I mean, and we had prior history to that, you know, I remember opening up for Jay and Avenge opening up. I mean, it's like we have so many years of history together.
Right.
It's like every big thing I've ever done has been with this band. I mean, even when it was, and I was in a different band, it was the first tour I ever did.
Yeah.
Opening up for these guys. First big band I ever opened up for. These guys. I mean, it was. Seriously, everything I've ever done that's meant anything in my career has been, Mushroomhead has been a part of. It's kind of
Apparently
weird.
fishes for dinner. Sorry.
You're smelling that too, huh?
I thought that was a girl.
I mean, when you would come back and do shows again, the fans win because, you know, you're coming back and doing a show. Now, I gotta ask, where did the inspiration to do the Adele cover come from?
I don't know, man. I got told one day. I think
it was one of those things, kind of like when you start making a record, you got to just test studio sounds, and you know, none of the new material was really ready to be recorded. So it was like, let's do a cover song and just get some sounds. And they did, and we kind of laughed about it at first, but then it was like, well, this sounds pretty good. And I don't even think we decided it was going to be on the record until like literally about 12 hours before it went to mastering, and it was like, fuck it, let's put it on.
I think I got a B in there.
So, even though you never left the band, what was it like adjusting to the touring schedule again, doing full-time tours? Was that ever hard?
It was actually exciting to do. I was really looking forward to it. It's fun to have something that you can be so passionate about and do it daily. You know, a lot of people are passionate about things in their lives, but you know, maybe it's a passionate hobby, maybe it's a passionate this or that. But like for your everyday to be passion, it's fucking beautiful.
Awesome.
It was nice. It was like, especially when Jay come back, it was like we had already got Pharaoh in church, and we were kind of rebuilding, you know, the band back together again. Then Jay came back in, and it was really. It was fun. It was fun again. It's like, you know, like I got off the drugs, and you know, it was like I didn't have to cope with bullshit anymore,
right? And
I enjoyed my life again. And that was like that's the best thing that this came of this is like I don't need the extra curricular activities.
Right.
It's also walking into the studio though and being excited about it. You know what I mean? Like to get that excitement back. It's like feeling like being a kid again when you first joined a band. You know, I mean, that thing before you ever thought about success or career, when you just were doing it because it was something that excited you, and to get that kind of innocence back in it, I think was crucial.
And how did this is the first record with Church and Pharaoh on the record too?
They did a phenomenal
How
job.
did they contribute to the overall project?
I think the biggest contribution they made was not trying to put like a personal stamp on it. They wanted to make a Mushroomhead record, and they listened to all the prior records. And
but I think they did that at the same time. Though, still by doing that, they did put a personal stamp on it.
Right.
But they did,
but it wasn't like an agenda of theirs. It was something that happened naturally because they did it for the right reasons, and by doing so, they made their mark.
Awesome. I mean, like I said, it all shows on the record that everything came together beautifully. I mean, like you said, everything comes full circle. There's that was weird. Bugs everywhere.
Yeah.
There's the classic sound. There's a newer sound from Mushroomhead. Everything in between. Yeah. Especially on For Your Pleasure, which is one of my favorite ones on the record.
Definitely.
It has every aspect. It's even Cordy, the lead single, and video. What was it like making that video and shooting that?
It was cold. Yeah.
It has a very.
We did that in like a haunted house.
I was gonna say it
didn't have any heat or anything like that. And it was like February.
It was terrible.
It was frigid, and it was like 4 days long. long.
I was like, just let me die now. It's like we were there, and I'm serious. Like, and I'd be in makeup for like 12 hours, and then went shoot to that night, and I'm surprised it turned out as good as it did. But
making a video is very unglamorous. It takes a lot of time.
It's actually the worst.
It's a lot of repetition, and by the time you're done, you're sick of hearing the song because you've heard it on, repeat for 4 days straight.
It's the one thing I hate to do. Like, I love the look, and I love to get the image. And
he hates it because he had to shave his eyebrows for it.
Oh, dude, you want to throw that in there?
And then I think it was like a week later, he had to take a photo for his Russian visa to go to Russia. So he's got no eyebrows on it, dude. Man. So he's like, they're looking at him. And we finally get to Moscow, and they're looking at this picture and looking at him.
It was terrible. It's like, you guys aren't the ones that had to go to Walmart and people try to give you money because they thought you had cancer.
Oh man. But the video has a very, just like the song, has a very dark, kind of dark carnival type feel to it. It's very sinister, which is classic Mushroomhead again. And there's so many different sounds from I can't remember the name of the song, but Portraits. Has that classic piano solos and all that from the very beginning to the end. It just, there's no filler on that record.
We always like cinematic sounding music, like you said, with Cordy being a carnival and Portraits being like an eerie ballad kind of thing. I think that's something we always attached to Mushroomhead. It was a visual image, and I don't mean that by saying like a mask or a costume. Right. But it was like we wanted our albums to play like movies,
Yeah, definitely. What do you think The Righteous and the Butterfly says about Mushroomhead at this point in time, as a whole?
Mushroomhead's everything's come full circle.
That's how I see it.
Everything's come full circle. 21 years in one album. Jay's come back. It's a tribute to Fallen.
I think the band's regained its soul.
Okay.
It has. The heart's back. My heart is. I mean, I was losing it. I'm not going to lie about it. My heart was leaving me. It's like I didn't know if I wanted to sing anymore, didn't question myself. And this album, we had the new juice of life, and it was just like, that's what I've been needing. I've been needing the want to do it. And that's a beautiful nipple, baby.
What caused that resurgence? Like you said, you guys hit kind of a really low point from what you're saying.
It was just, it's like members, it was just negative, a lot of mistakes being made personally. I can't speak for everyone, but I speak for myself on that. A lot of bad decisions, and it just, I had to find myself again. And that's me personally. I'm not speaking for everybody.
The band has been around for 21 years. It's easy to lose sight of your focus and things like that. And I think that's the one thing that we regained was focus, purpose, and it's kind of like, all right, here's the door. Now either walk through it or walk away. That's kind of like the breaking point the band was at, and we chose to walk through it. And I think by doing so, we've actually found our soul again.
That's so true, Jay. It helped me find myself. Like this album, I think was the first time I really spoke about anything personally to me ever. I've never wrote like about how I felt. I wrote about things that I've seen and stuff, but I never really directed it to the core. And this album gave me a chance to speak on that, and I needed it. Like as mean as some of the stuff I wrote was, it was refreshing, and it was kind of like me forgiving myself, and to say
your penance.
Exactly, it's penance. It was me saying I'm sorry to me. It's like I'm sorry I made these decisions and I put myself in these bad situations. I don't have to do this.
And
anymore.
that's when you're truly strong, is when you could admit your vulnerability.
Awesome, guys.
Let's just leave it at that. That was good.
Guys, it's good to see you back. It's good to see you better than ever. Man, thanks for taking time to talk to me, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.